I'm here in beautiful Maine with David Kotok, who organizes Camp Kotok, and Michael Gomez, who works at Cumberland with David. And you two have authored a book, Adventures in Muniland. And boy, there have been a lot of adventures lately. David, let me start with you because this book comes out just as we see Puerto Rico create more problems and more worries.
Very exciting time for us. The book's been in the works for quite a while. Michael is really the lead author. He's the smart one. My job was to add a few comments, and John Musso, our colleague, is the third author. So three of us pitched in, but he did the heavy lifting on the book. We get this book. It discusses the municipal bond crisis from 2007 to present. Has chapters and discussion about credit, including Puerto Rico, through an accident of fate. It is released on July 31st and available on Amazon, and on August the 1st, Puerto Rico defaults. The book is an instant bestseller. It has been a bestseller since the first day. This is my fourth book, it's his first. I've never had anything like this. People have said, well, how did you know Puerto Rico would default? And my answer is, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, good timing, and congratulations on that. Michael, people get scared when they see headlines, whether it's Detroit or Puerto Rico. What is the state of municipal investing in the U.S.? Are muni bonds something that investors should be gravitating to despite the headlines?
Well, that's a very good question. So there are really two things to look at, right? So the muni market as a whole, as a safe market to invest money, is very good as a whole. But there are two problem areas. Detroit, was one, not so much anymore. But we have places like Illinois, New Jersey, and Puerto Rico. So in a sense, because the market tends to react to issues like this in sort of a headline risk framework where everyone gets scared and sells, it can be an opportunity. So we're really looking at this very closely to see what the effects are for the rest of the market.
David, what are some of those opportunities right now when you look at the muni bond space, just generally speaking? And let's stick with geo debt, for instance.
Well, very high grade munis today yield, tax-free, yield more than taxable treasuries. That's absurd when you think about the fact that you can have credits which are very solid, AA, AAA, solid credits, paying more tax-free than the federal government bonds which are fully taxable. So they're bargains in the muni space, and there's a reason they're bargains. That is the one space that hasn't cured from this financial crisis for a variety of reasons, but the reasons come together and munis are cheap therefore. And all it takes is a little good research and work, and you can pick ones. They will pay you a tax-free return that's super.
Michael, we have some people saying that we're kind of late in the game on the economy, right? It's been a long-running recovery, even though it doesn't really feel like it for many people. When there is a bit of a downturn in the economy, is it riskier to be in some muni debt because for states, maybe their revenues are going down? Is that when people should look at munis a little differently?
That's a very good question. So really, the muni market is so diffuse, so varied. There's so many different types of issuers in the muni market. And we talk about this in the book. What do we invest in when we have an economic downturn? And so some municipalities, for example, you look at Illinois or New Jersey or even, some states, right, do very well when we go into recession because that means they get more transfers from the federal government. Some municipalities that are really affected by the business cycle, right, who have a lot of revenues coming from sales taxes, which are very pro-cyclical, tend to not do as well. So what we try to do in the book is really break it down and really look at the market from all different angles and see how investors are best served in playing the market, where we are on the business cycle, and what are the best things to really look for in the marketplace.
Michael and David, so good to talk to you both.
Always a pleasure, Rhonda. I'm glad you're here in Maine with us. It's terrific.
I am too. It's been fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.